what I'm about to cover in this video is how you can create a really solid base for your welcome series inside of Klaviyo and how you can smash that first contact point with your customers through your welcome series. So this strategy is for e-commerce and B2C, and it's going to explain my kind of 6 email flow that I use for my clients and how you can actually set this up for yourself. So I'll just run through this document and kind of break down the whole process, creating all the emails, why it's important, considering your profit margins, and then finally how you can actually set this up. So why it's so important is considering your profit margin. So obviously you got your client, your customer acquisition efforts, and so these typically come through your paid ads. So when you're giving Zuckerberg all your money, you want to make sure that you're converting the traffic that you do generate from these ads. So generating traffic and leads to potentially convert customers down the line. So we'll focus on this one here. So that traffic you're getting from your ads and from Zuckerberg, so that's going to come through to your website, and a percentage of that will get onto your email list. And so this is the kind of the first stage of converting that traffic and winning that customer. And so ads are not cheap. As we all know, it's important to warm up your ad traffic and nurture them. So you do maximize on that traffic you're generating from your ads and convert them into a long-time customer. So this is the goal of your welcome series. So you got your cold customers here, and you want to warm them up and nurture them. So it's really important to execute this correctly, so you're not wasting any of the money on your ads, and to actually generate that traffic. And profit margins are probably the most important aspect of the business, and ad spend is a massive variable in this equation. So to ensure that there's enough ROI and that your profit margins are healthy, it's really important to smash your welcome series and convert that funnel traffic into long-time customers. So increasing the LTV and making sure that you create a really good first impression. And so this is how you're going to do that through your welcome flow. So if it's too pushy and too spammy, you're going to alienate your customers and potentially lose them. But if it's poorly executed and it's only 1 or 2 discount heavy emails, you're going to kind of appear unprofessional, a bit sloppy, and you're going to lose that customer interest. However, this is kind of your checklist here. So if you're going to complement the reason that they signed up, that's great. Really important to make sure you do that. You want to build rapport and engagement with the customer. So you're warming them up. What I was saying before, handle any potential reservations that they may have about your product or your brand. Spotlight your brand's authority in the market and show why you're good at what you do. Highlight your brand's product features and the difference from the rest of the market. And then finally, a little incentive for that customer to make their first purchase. And so you do this by walking them step by step through that first purchase. So quickly, how you can get traffic into your welcome flow. So typically you've got your welcome pop-up. So this is pretty standard. So your sign up form on your website, and this is going to invite your customers to enter their email address in exchange for something. Really important to consider with your pop-up is it needs to convince the customer that their email address is worth whatever you're offering. So the stronger your offer is, the more emails you will collect and ultimately result in more conversions. I've also made another training on that, so you can check out that free guide there. This document will also be in the description, so you can run through this in your own time and build it out as you build your welcome flow. But welcome pop-up, your offer really needs to be worth the email address that the customer have. Just quickly on that there. So a couple examples here. This is from Ridge. I really like this one. Their wallet, pretty simple, nice and clean. 30% off, which is really strong, pretty generous. So their profit margins must be pretty good on this. You can kind of see how this works if you didn't already know what a welcome pop-up was. Enter the email, get 30% off. And so this is how you're getting them into your welcome flow. Another one, which is very untapped, and I've talked a lot about this, is your DM marketing email capture. So this is really powerful for email capture and growing your email list. And you're going to have a way higher submit rate than your welcome pop-up. So this is around 80% for industry standard. And so with your welcome pop-up, a good pop-up submit rate is around at least over 7% or so. So your funnels, they're going to get 80%. So this is insanely powerful. And so collecting your emails inside of the DMs, and then you're getting them sent into your Klaviyo and into your email list. And this is why pairing your DM funnels with your email marketing is really powerful. So I've also made some more trainings on that. you can check that out. But just quickly on the DM marketing, which is relatively untapped, not a lot of brands are doing this. However, the ones that are seeing some really great results, especially through the email capture. And just on that as well, the email capture is only just a sub benefit or sub feature of the DM marketing, but it's insanely powerful, and it's really how you can grow your email list, and it's going to be how you can get them into your welcome series through your social media, and making sure you're kind of combining and syncing up your marketing efforts to really drive that funnel, drive that traffic down your funnel, and ultimately the goal is conversion. So DM marketing, email capture there. Building out your flow. So two key points. So when you're building it out, you want to consider the purpose and the intent of the email. You also want to consider, does this email engage the customer? So your welcome series is really important, which is why each step of the email must be designed with intent and purpose behind it, as well as having engaging copy and graphics. So you want to consider these two points here when you're building out your flow. Then quickly on setting it up and kind of the triggers inside of Klaviyo. So just pretty simple filters here. Users can receive email marketing. They can only receive the welcome series once. And if and when a user places an order, the flow stops and then they're moved into the thank you flow. So has placed an order 0 times since starting this flow. Pretty simple there. And in terms of the flow structure, pretty simple. Don't need a bunch of complex condition splits. Just keep a 1-day delay between each email and ensure that the second email is delayed to a specific time. So you want to get a bit of data on this, what times your customers are opening their emails, and considering kind of the demographic per se. So are they morning people? Are they opening emails late at night? You kind of want to think about this when you're setting this up. But pretty simple, day delay between each email there. And moving into email 1. So the purpose of this one is to address the reason that they signed up and entered their email address. So what I was saying before, the offer in your welcome pop-up and your DM funnels, they want to complement the first email. So this is going to be 90% of the time, majority of the time, customers will have opted in. The reason they provide their email address is to get the offer. So make sure you complement this. So put it at the top of your email, your big code, your big discount, so 30% off, here's your code. So keep this at the top, make it stand out, and the rest of the email should be pretty simple. Call to action, reviews, short summary of the brand, couple of photos, and then just a little reminder at the bottom. Email 1, make it stand out and complement the reason. That's kind of the main purpose there. Then into email number 2. So this can be to introduce the brand, the mission, the story. So text-based emails work really well. So they do work really well for D2C, and they work really well for your second email in your welcome flow. So allows you to kind of get your first foot in the door and kind of just introduce the brand, what you're about, your mission, your story, why you started. And so personal long form copy really does well with this type of email here. Okay, into email number 3. So this one is kind of around handling any objections that they may have. So a potential customer may have reservations about your product quality. And so a way you could address this, an angle you could go with is, Ben got, let's say it is a skincare brand, let's say something like that. Ben got clear skin in 30 days. That's pretty basic, but you kind of get the point there. We are so confident in our skincare products that if it doesn't clear up your acne, you'll get your money back. You probably want to be a bit careful with making claims in the kind of health market, but you kind of get what I'm saying there. You can kind of use if you've got a guarantee, this is a great way to put this in. But basically, you want to also get data on what are the biggest reservations and objections customers may have, why they're not purchasing. And this is where email 3, this is handling any objections there. And so email 4, this can also be an objection handling email, but probably just in a different format. So this is a good way to showcase your community and customer reviews. So you handle objections here by showing you social proof. So where other people have purchased from you and have seen results from your products, therefore they must work. So this will further combat any potential objections. So some good examples to go with are some UGC, customers using your products, any reviews, so featured articles, PR, any stuff like that. And then more UGC, so social media, plugging your Instagram. So this can be really great just to showcase your community there. So that's email 4 there. Moving into number 5. So this can kind of vary. You can get pretty creative with this one here. So we've already presented the discount to the customer, introduced ourselves and the brand, handled any potential objections, and also kind of highlighted our authority in the market with this email here, customer reviews. People are using our products, it works. So a couple examples, product features, so a unique aspect of your brand. You could dive into this, what makes yourself different from competitors, any other potential objections, potentially instructions on how to best use the product, how to get the best use out of it. This can also be in your thank you flow, but basically get pretty creative and playful here. It doesn't have to be super strict in your structure. So email 5 can kind of vary, but these are just some examples that you could go with there. And lastly, email 6. So this is your final stand. So you're now 6 to 7 days out from their initial expression of interest. And so the chances that they convert are a lot lower than day 1 or 2. And so a good way to use your email 6 is to throw them a heavier discount. So you want to consider your cost to acquire a customer first. So if your margins allow it, you could increase your 10% welcome pop-up offer to 25%. So you have to consider your cost to acquire a customer, and depend how generous you want to get. But then also, so let's say they go for the 25 and then they get hooked in the product, they like it, then awesome. So they'll buy again. Your LTV will pay off the high discount. So you just got to consider, if you're going to throw a heavier discount, potentially the opportunity cost there is losing that customer forever, or one last roll of the dice to kind of win them over with a lower margin on that sale. If you didn't want to kind of throw them a heavy discount, you could just do a shorter text-based email with just a little gentle reminder, your code, and let's say you just chuck an expiry date on it, add a bit of urgency. You could just do something like that and just keep it at the 10% or whatever your original offer was there. So that's kind of email 6, just a reminder, last roll of the dice, let's just try and win them, and then hopefully the long-time value, lifetime value will pay off that lower margin on that sale. So that's pretty much the whole run through there with the 6 emails. And just a final note on your welcome flow, it's important to run A/B tests on your flow. So making sure you're getting data on your subject lines, the different offer you're running from your welcome pop-up and your DM funnels, and also your objection handling. So making sure you're getting data on what are some of the biggest reservations as to why customers aren't potentially buying your products. So you can kind of get creative and see and play around with different tests and just optimizing it over time. So it's really good to have these tests in place to kind of find the best formula for your welcome flow. But pretty much that's it from me. Just wanted to keep this pretty short, 6 emails, and just want to consider the purpose of each email and making sure that each email is engaging. And then also the DM funnels would definitely explore this. So I've got more trainings on this, and you can check out my other videos on my YouTube so you can see how I explain these. And then making sure your pop-ups and you're getting traffic into your flow. And just the summary again with your profit margins. Really important you smash out your welcome flow so that you are converting any traffic you are getting from your ads. But that is it from me. I just wanted to leave a final note is if you're having trouble, you want to cut the time out it spends to making all the mistakes and optimizing your welcome flow. I'm offering a free audit of your flows, any other flows as well, not just your welcome flow. So if you want to cut the time and resources spent creating your flow and all the trial and error of creating all this stuff. So I'll give you a free audit of your flows, a detailed kind of action plan on how you can improve your flows and the next steps you can take. So it's a free non-commitment call just to help improve your welcome flow. So you can book that below. This document will be in the description. And then finally, you can check out my other free trainings. So you've got the welcome pop-up there and then how you can create your first chat funnel there. But otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.